HTV News Source is sponsored by CN Vision Image Consulting and Chi Products.
You're watching HTV, Houston Television News Source, a product of the City of Houston. Your story, your voice, your station.
Hi, welcome to this edition of HTV News Source. I'm your host, Mariano Yanguren. The HTV television team worked very hard in preparation for this year's live presentation of the State of the City address with Mayor Sylvester Turner. The hotel staff, from waiters and servers, also worked hard and able to serve a full-course meal to more than 1,600 dignitaries, council members, staff, and media covering the spectacular event. This year, the mayor had a fireside chat with Scott McClelland, chairman of the Greater Houston Partnership. Instead of delivering his usual speech, highlights from the past year include complete communities and fixing the areas that are prone to flooding. The Transportation Security Administration held a press conference at Bush Intercontinental Airport to show the proper way to pack your firearms and ammunition to avoid fines and confiscations.
I can show you a demonstration on exactly how to package a weapon and what the process should be.
Okay, show me.
Upon arriving at the airport, you're going to meet with your airline representative and immediately inform them that you have an unloaded firearm in a hard-sided case that is properly secured. At which point, they will then check it. They will have you fill out a declaration stating that I have a weapon that's unloaded and it's properly packaged. You will sign it. They will make sure that everything is properly packaged. Your firearm will be in here. You can have a magazine with you, and you can have ammunition as long as it's in a factory container or in a container made to hold ammunition. At which point, you will then secure the item. If there is a spot, everywhere there is a spot for a lock, you must have a lock. Please remember, these are locks for the weapon and not for the case. It must be a lock made for a case. Once it is secure, it is then safe for travel. The airline will take control of it and put it in the system to get processed. Please remember, do not take any firearms through the checkpoint. All firearms can be processed through checked baggage, but not checkpoint.
Coming up next, we speak with Mark Eichenbaum about improvements made in decreasing homelessness around Houston thanks to the city working with area organizations. We'll be back right after this short break.
We know you didn't do it. Just confess.
Okay, you're right. I didn't use the 311 app. I mean, I saw the pothole, but I just got lazy. I mean, I didn't use the 311 app.
You are pathetic.
Who says that kind of stuff?
Use the City of Houston app for all your 311 needs.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Whether you need a hand shopping for groceries, using up scraps, or finishing every bite, Meal Prep Mate can help you plan better and save more. Whether you're a newbie getting your first taste, a meal prepper honing your chops, or a meal prep pro hungry for a challenge, you can learn how to eat smarter, plan better, and save more at every step of meal prep. When you finish every bite, you save. Start prepping with Meal Prep Mate at SaveTheFood.com.
Welcome back to HTV News Source. Thanks for watching. Mark Eichenbaum, Special Advisor to the Mayor for Homeless Initiatives, gave us an update on the decreasing number of homeless in Houston.
In 2019, on any given night in the city of Houston, Harris County, Fort Bend County, and Montgomery County, there's just over 3,900 homeless individuals on our streets and in our shelters. That represents a 5% decrease from last year. While many cities are celebrating that they've had a reduction in their increase, they might be celebrating that they held steady. I'm very proud that in Houston, under the leadership of over 100 different organizations and the mayor's leadership, that we've been able to reduce homelessness by 5% from last year. In fact, if you look at last year's 15% increase and you look at this year's decrease, that is a 20% swing in just 1 year. We're still dealing with the reverberations of Harvey. Nearly 20% of our homeless population on the streets and 50% of our first-time homeless are homeless because of Harvey. That's why we had that increase. But by working together, 100 different organizations through the Way Home Initiative, we have turned that tide and we have a huge reduction, a reduction that many cities throughout the country would love to have. But we got to stay on track. The mayor's solutions of permanent housing with supportive services is working not just to manage the issue, but to solve it. And we must do more because the need is still there and ever more present.
District F Councilman Steve Lee recently held a memorial for the anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. The event, held at City Hall, included Vietnamese residents around Houston joining hands in remembrance.
Last week we celebrated the beginning of the Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and that actually corresponds to about a week after the fall of Saigon, so we were commemorating a lot of the fallen veterans of the fall of Saigon. As you know, in the Vietnamese War, the communists came in and took over the South, and during that battle for freedom and democracy, 58,000 American soldiers gave their lives, as well as 2 million South Vietnamese soldiers gave their lives in fight for freedom. So we were commemorating them. We would love the opportunity to commemorate the fallen veterans more in our district, and we're actually talking to some of the community leaders as well as the city in renaming some of the parks to Vietnam War Memorial Park. And hopefully that will be approved by the mayor as well as the council members, so that we as a city can commemorate the Vietnamese Americans as well as the American soldiers who gave their lives in fighting for freedom and democracy, as well as abroad and domestically.
In other news, city department heads, council members, employees, and our very own city controller, Chris Brown, got in some great exercise as part of Houston's annual Bike to Work Day.
Councilman Robinson, why is it beneficial to be out here this morning?
Oh, well, you know, it's the thing to do. We're in Houston, Texas. It's Ride to Work Day. This is where the mayor's going to be. The controller's right here. We got the director of the planning department. We're all lined up to go for a ride, and it's beautiful out, and we should do this every day. Why not bike to work every day?
We got good weather. We got a lot of bikers. We're going to practice bike safety, wear our helmets. These are always good in case you take a spill. But we're excited to be out here and get people more aware of biking in this city.
I'm really looking forward to it, and this is going to be a lot of fun.
I rode from my house to City Hall. I'm going to go to the county office downtown and then go to the other office by NRG. And you notice I dress for success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to show people how you can be sexy and cycle.
Pretty good.
How about that?
Oh, I'm a cyclist, so anything that deals with cycling, exercise, I'm going to participate. So I've been riding for the past 14 years.
That's great. How many miles will you be riding this morning?
Oh, this is just a short 2-miler just to push home the point of biking to work, you know, reducing carbon gases, exercise, and staying in shape.
It was. Oh, it was a great ride. Beautiful day in Houston. Got to ride on some of the bike trails. Awesome. We need to get more people biking in Houston safely.
It was fun, relaxing, not much exercise because I was on an electric bike. It did all the work for me.
Next on News Source, remember every Wednesday you can come and eat great food at the Urban Harvest Farmers Market at City Hall. We'll be back right after these messages.
Vets, you served our country, and now you're home looking for a job. But how often have you applied and never heard back? That can be frustrating. That's why Edge for Vets was created, to open the world for you. The Houston Airport System and its business partners are hiring and offer this unique opportunity to get an edge in the interview process. To find out more, contact us at edgeforvets.org.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
It's happening in industries that might surprise you. Human trafficking is being forced, defrauded, or coerced into commercial sex or labor. If you suspect someone is a victim, call 888-3737-888. Watchfortraffic.org.
Houston, where cultures come together.
Where inspiration
takes center stage.
And big dreams come true.
It's where fun happens every day.
Houston's a city on the move. It's a city that makes you groove.
That's the heartbeat. That's the rhythm of my town. Of my town. My town. My town.
Our town.
H-Town.
Houston is a city that inspires. Visit Houston for yourself and find out where the inspiration leads you.
Welcome back to HTV News Source. Thank you for staying with us. The Urban Harvest Farmers Market is scheduled every Wednesday in Herman Square near the steps of City Hall. Leo Betancourt will be highlighting a different vendor each week and bring you the best of what they have for lunch or to buy for your pantry. Take a look.
Sweet melody. I own the pupusa bar, and we sell authentic Salvadorian pupusas at the market every Wednesday. We will start selling them every Saturday, Urban Harvest Market as well. They're a very culturally diverse, traditional dish. We have pork and cheese and bean and cheese pupusas, homemade red and green salsa, pickled cabbage, and chips that we serve on the dish. The plate's $10. Every pupusa is handmade with 3 different cheeses, and they're very tasty. So if you haven't had any pupusas yet, come try them out every Wednesday.
HTV sat down with Councilmember Brenda Stardick as she mingled with constituents from District A. She spoke to HTV News Source, and this is what she had to say.
Well, it's Coffee with Councilmember, and we have all of our constituents that have been invited this morning. We meet once a quarter, and we meet around the district. I have 100 square miles, so I have a lot of ground to cover. And this is one way that I can gather with people and on an informal basis. We can enjoy some coffee and conversation and get to know each other, and it's about community building also, building safer, stronger communities. And this is really where we can get out and have real conversations. And it's a comfortable situation, so everybody feels safe, and they're quite frank, and they're very eager to share as well.
Thanks for watching this edition of HTV News Source. I'm your host, Mariano Yanguren. Until next time, have a great day. Your story, your voice, your station.
HTV News Source is sponsored by CN Vision Image Consulting and Chi Products.